Now let's come to strategy part. So base idea of my strategy is collar strategy. Let's understand what collar strategy is. This strategy is invented for guys who carry big portfolios of stocks but are worried about downside in the market due to any sudden fall. So collar strategy consists of owning or buying a stock, then buying a put option to hedge it. Now obviously hedging involves cost. So to cover that cost, they sell OTM calls. So in simple terms, buying a stock, then hedging it and selling call to reduce the hedge cost. Don't worry, we'll understand this with example. But take a hypothetical. You are owning a stock. Say this is the current market price. You buy a future here. Okay. Now you want to protect your downside. So you buy put of a strike to hedge it. So now your payoff structure will look like this. Your downside will be protected and your upside has unlimited profit. Okay. Now to reduce this cost uh, you paid to buying this put, what do? You sell call at strike B. Now what happens? You recovered the put cost you paid to hedge it, but your upside will be capped now and your downside cost will reduce this way. So final payoff structure will look like this. Downside also cap, your profit in between, and then upside is also cap. So this is in simple term buying a stock, hedge it, and then sell call to reduce the cost. Now when traders use it? When trader or investor wants downside protected but he does not want to pay for it, that is the reason they enter into this strategy. So they limit the downside at the cost of capping upside. Now what doesn't this payoff structure looks familiar? Look at the three payoff structures given on this strike. Are they same or they are different? So if you look at this, all the payoff structures are similar. First one is collar strategy. This first one is collar strategy, which we recently seen. Now second is bull put spread. Bull put spread means selling a put as a bullish base strategy. Now here your view is bullish, so you are selling a put and buying an OTM put to hedge the base strategy. This is also called a credit spread. So in this strategy, you receive net premium. So what you did, you sold this put and you hedged it with OTM put. So now your downside is also capped and upside is also capped. Here you receive net premium. And third graph is bull put spread. Bull call spread. Bull call spread means buying a call as a base strategy, as a bullish view, and then selling OTM call to reduce the cost you have paid to buy the call. This is also called a debit spread, as in this strategy you have to pay net premium. Remember my method of remembering strategies: base strategy, then hedging leg, and then cost reduction leg. Okay, but let's understand in similar way all the strategies. If you look closely, payoff chart of collar is similar to bull call spread and bull put spread. All are risk defined limited profit strategies. Now as all the strategies are giving similar payoff, trades of similar if we trade at similar data strikes. Okay, so in our collar strategy, instead of buying a future and hedging in with put, we can directly buy a call. We can directly buy a call as future buy plus put buy is equal to call buy, right? They got similar deltas. This will reduce cost also. And one more benefit, in the fall like March, if you have a future and put hedge, even if your downside is protected, you have to pay for the mark to market on future on daily basis, but your profit on put buy, the hedging part which you took, is credited in your account only when you sell it. So you have to pump in the money to just to pay the mark to market, because stock is falling very fast. I'll give you a live example. What happened in March fall? I had a Kotak Bank future buy and I hedged it with the ATM put. So 1600 was my entry level. Now what happened? In this fall, stock went till 1200 or even below that, even 1100. So I have to pay the mark to market of 500 points. Okay. But whatever hedge I have bought, that was realized only when I sold it. So there you have to fund a little. So instead of buying a future and hedging it, it is advisable to buy a call, because delta would be same. Correct. Because future got one delta. If you hedge it with ATM put, you buy put, so 0.5 delta, so net delta of this strategy is 0.5. Instead of that, you can buy a call with 0.5 delta. Now which call is 0.5 delta? ATM call. Correct. So this way you can select strikes for in terms of deltas. Now once we understood our base strategy, let's refresh few concepts before moving to main strategy. Delta we have already studied in detail. Delta measures the change in option price for every 1 rupee change in underlying price. Now if you look at, this is option chain of Nifty. 15,150 is ATM strike. So ATM strike has 0.5 delta on both sides, call and put. Call deltas are positive and put deltas are negative. Okay. So once you go out of the money, delta keeps on decreasing. Same way on put side. In the money has 0.8, 0.7 delta. Same is with the put side. Now once, if you buy a call, okay, your delta will be positive. If you sell a call, your delta will be negative. If you buy a put, your delta is negative. If you buy a sell a put, your delta is positive. Now why this is important is, when you have a multi-leg strategy, we don't track deltas of individual leg. Okay, we combine the delta, and for that purpose we need a combined delta of the entire strategy. So if you have a buy call and sell call, so you have buy call of 0.5 delta, so your delta is 0.5. If you sell call of 0.3 delta, your net delta for the strategy would be 0.2, that is 0.5 minus 0.3. Okay, so this we have to keep in mind while dealing in deltas. Now this is the basic strategy map which depicts which strategy works best at what time. We have already seen the theta. So based on that, we all know that at start of the month theta is very slow. We pick up pace post mid-month and accelerates in last week. So based on this, for first 13 days, we all know that at start of the month theta is very slow. So we can go long in call or put. We can take naked call put. For 3 to 5 days, we can keep it open. But once you are in mid-month, then theta picks up the pace. So we can do bull call spread or bear put spread, where for call buy we sell OTM call to manage theta and reduce the risk, reduce the cost. In expiry week, as theta accelerates very fast, we can do bull call ladder or bull put ladder, bear put ladder, where for one call we sell 2 OTM calls. So this way, using monthly profile, you can decide which strategy to form. Now keeping these concepts in mind, we'll proceed further and decide how to trade. So as a base strategy for bullish trade, we'll use bullish collar, which is bull call spread. As we have seen, profile of both are same. And for bearish trade, we'll use bearish collar, which is nothing but a bear put spread. Now to process with now entire process will be divided into these 5 parts. So we'll proceed this way. First thing is when to use the strategy. What strategy to initiate, what will be our basic strategy, how we'll do the cost reduction of the strategy, how we'll monitor the strategy, and finally the adjustment part when any side break even level is tested. First question is when to use this strategy. Stock selection and entry timing will be done by using technicals. I simply use price action techniques. Purpose is to play directional momentum in the stock. We can use it with our pattern pattern strategy, which we have already learned in our momentum trading webinar. We can either enter at support level or at breakout level. So basically we will be using it for positional trading and not intraday trading. So you can enter whenever you get a buy or sell signal, either through our momentum technique, or you can use any other system which you are using. Now let's see in the example. So in this chart, as you can see, this is a triangle pattern. So we have two options. Either we can enter here at support, or we can enter at a breakout. Correct. So we know the stock is in momentum and we know the target also. So we can enter on any of the signals. Now what strategy to use? So now we come to the strategy part. So whenever we get a buy signal, we'll enter bull call spread, where we buy ATM call and sell OTM call, preferably 3-4 strikes away. So for bullish trade, we'll be buying ATM call, which has 0.5 delta, and sell OTM call, preferably 3-4 strikes away. And for bearish trade, we'll enter into bear put spread, where we buy ATM put and sell OTM put, preferably 3 to 4 strikes away. Now here, just you have to observe two conditions. That risk reward of the strategy should be greater than 1:1. Preferably it should be greater than 1:1.25. And net delta, second condition is net delta of the strategy should be greater than 0.25. Now we have already studied like what is net delta. Now here, by risk reward I mean ratio of max profit to max loss should be greater than 1. And net delta means delta of buy leg minus delta of sell leg. Getting my point? So if you are buying a 0.5 delta call, so you need to sell a call which has delta less than 0.25. Okay, so if you buy 0.5 delta call and you sell 0.2 delta call, so your net delta is 0.3. So condition is meeting. So this is how we enter a base strategy, and once we enter, this is how the payoff graph will look. So let's take an example. We have bought 2060 call at 47.5 in Reliance, and we have sold 2160 call at 15 rupees. Correct. And our risk reward ratio is 1:2. So condition is matching. We have used 18,000 margin for this, and our max profit is 16,000, max loss is 8. So risk reward is 16,000 divided by 8, which is 1:2. And we know our how this payoff graph looks. Now we'll come to the Greeks part. Our second condition is net delta of the strategy should be greater than 0.25. And we can see here we have bought call of 0.53 delta. We have bought call of 0.53 delta, and we have sold call of 0.22 delta. So our net delta is 0.30, which is greater than 0.25. So condition is matching. Okay. Now I'll show you live example how we put this trade and how to put it in Opstra. Okay, so I'll select stock Reliance, options, 25th Feb future. We buy 2040 call, buy add. Okay, we can see the payoff graph of call buy, and delta is 60. So we'll go to 2060 call. We want 0.5 delta. I'll add this and remove previous one. Now we can see delta is 0.5. Okay, now we'll add second leg, say 2140 call, or rather we can go to option chain and select. This is the call delta column. So we have bought 0.5 delta call. So if we sell here 2160 0.22 delta, so our delta would be in control. Add. So from option chain I have added second leg. You can see here This is the payoff graph, nice payoff graph. Risk reward is 1:2, greater than 1:1.25. Greeks are in control. Our net delta is 0.33. So this is how strategy. So our base strategy is ready. So once our base strategy is ready, we'll add some toppings. Okay. So in our Reliance example, our cost was 8,200 and max profit was 17,000 and margin use was 18,000. Now our next objective is to reduce the cost of our base strategy, and we can do that by, if you are in bullish trade, you have to sell one more FAR OTM call with delta less than 0.15. Okay, and if you are in bearish trade, you have to sell one more FAR OTM put with delta less than 0.15. I'll repeat once again. So if you are in bullish trade, your original trade was bull call spread. So now you have to add one more call sell, FAR OTM call sell with delta less than 0.15. And if you are in bearish trade, so your original trade is bear put spread. So you have to sell one more FAR OTM put with delta less than 0.15. I'll explain you with this example, so don't worry. Now by doing this, we have converted our strategy to bull call ladder or bear put ladder, and we are reducing the cost of our strategy. But this strategy, now next question is when to put this strategy. This strategy you have to time it. By time it, I means so enter after stock moves in your direction and touches the immediate next resistance level. So this you have to wait for, you have to give some time to stock to move, to perform, and then you have to enter this leg when stock moves in your direction or touches maybe next resistance level. At that time you have to enter this leg. Or if stock doesn't move, then you can enter post 13th of the month when theta decay starts. Now let's see in this example. So this was our original leg, bull call spread, and we have entered a 2220 call at 8.3 rupees. So by doing this, what we have done, we have moved up our max loss level, which was around here, to say 6,000 rupees, and our max profit, which was at 17,000 rupees, also moved to 19,000 rupees. You can see here, and our margin increased to 76,000 rupees. Our break even level is now on lower side 2085 and upside 2295. Okay, now we have already sold FAR OTM call. If we want to reduce the cost further, we can sell FAR OTM put also. Now this leg is optional as it involves higher risk. So if you are comfortable with this or post some experience, you can use this. But in this leg, what we have to do is, if you are in bullish trade, now you have to sell FAR OTM put with delta less than 0.15, and if you are in bearish trade, you have to sell FAR OTM call with delta less than 0.15. So now what we have done, now with this leg, we can do, when we have to put this leg is, we can do this simultaneously with our first cost reduction leg, that is when we have sold call, that is along with the call sell in our given example. So in our example, now we sell FAR OTM put. So let's see this graph. This was our original leg, bull call spread. Now once stock moved to next resistance level, we sold this 2220 call, and at same time we also sold far away put of 1960 put. So what we have done in bull call spread, we have added this triangle. Okay, now with this, what happened, our cost reduced from 6,000 to 4,000 rupees, and our profit went up to 21,000 rupees from 19,000 rupees. And these are the revised break-even levels: 20277 on downside and 2283 on upside. But our actual, this is the flat cost structure. Our actual break-even is even below 1970 level, and on upside This is our break even level. Got it? And but our margin increased to 1,32,000. So now to sum up, we'll sell a strangle in addition to our base strategy, which is bull call spread or bear put spread. Strike you have to decide as per your this appetite, means maybe you can select 0.10, 0.15 delta. For low risk, I suggest selling far OTM calls and puts as low as 0.10 delta. This is how the Greeks looks. So our net delta is 0.28, so which is well comfortable within the limit of 0.25. This is just an indicative structure. You can change your strike prices, you can change the distance between two strikes, you can change the distance of selling wings, timing of entry or sell leg, or even you can change the structure itself. Just go with the logic of each leg. This is what indicative structure I use. You can have your improvisation to this. Now fourth step is monitoring. Now once you have put the strategy, say base strategy or even additional legs, this requires a stringent monitoring. Okay, so after cost reduction, next step is monitoring. We have to closely monitor two things here. One is charts. In charts, you have to mark major support and resistance levels, and any breach of support or resistance level you have to react to your strategy. Second is you have to mark break-even levels on the chart, so you know whenever break-even level is reached, you know you have to adjust it. Second thing we have to monitor is payoff graph for two things. One is for mark to market, what is mark to market you are getting, and second thing is break-even levels, as we have to react to these levels. And fifth is, once break-even level is reached, fifth part is adjustment, which we'll learn in our next topic. So to sum up again, our broad process has 5 steps. One is forming a view on underlying, whether we are bullish or bearish on the stock. We can apply this strategy on stocks which are in uptrend or downtrend. So stocks which are in uptrend at major support level, we can go long. For stocks which are in downtrend at major resistance level, we can go short, or we can even trade a breakout or breakdown from any pattern. Okay, now second is making the strategy in direction of our view with minimum cost. So we start with bull call spread for bullish and bear put spread for bearish trades. Third is adding a cost reduction legs as per rules. So whenever stock moves in our direction to at next major resistance level, we can resistance or support level, we can add extra legs, say call buy, call sell, far OTM call sell in bull call spread, and far OTM put sell in bear put spread. And at same time we can also sell other side far OTM call or put. So we can add sell strangle to our bull call spread or bear put spread strategy. Fourth is monitoring this strategy for quick action, and fifth is adjustment, which we'll learn in next topic. Now let's take one live example of how entire process should work. Step 1 is finding a trade on charts. Now how to find a trade, we have already learned in our momentum webinar. It could be pattern, it could be any indicator, anything. So on LIC Housing Finance, LIC Housing Finance chart, hourly chart, I found one good triangle over here, right? This is the breakout level. This is previous resistance. Now let me find a target. And this is our target. Fine. So step 1 is done. We found a good trade. Now step 2 is putting a base strategy. So for this purpose, I'll go to breakout level. Breakout has happened at 443 levels. So my buy leg would be 440 call. So in this we got entry at around say 20 rupees, and my sell leg would be, as this is buy leg is 0.5 delta, my sell leg should be 0.2 or 0.25 delta. So my sell leg would be 460 So let's see at what level we got entry. We got entry somewhere around here, say around 12 rupees. Okay, so we bought 440 call at 20 rupees and we sold 460 call at 12 rupees. Let's put this entry into Obstra, LIC Housing Finance, options, 440 call, buy one lot, add. I'll change price to, we entered at 20 rupees. Now let's enter sell leg, 460 call, sell one lot. I'll change price to 12 rupees. Nice. Now let's see our rules are meeting or not. Risk reward ratio of greater than 1:1 or 1:1.25. Greeks, net delta. Now it is showing 18 because stock price has moved up. Okay, we are looking at the historical thing, but when we entered, delta was less greater than 0.25. Correct. Okay, now step 2 is done. We already in the trade. Now I would like to add one thing over here. Let's have a look at chart. Now my third leg is cost reduction leg. Okay, so rule for entering cost reduction leg is one, when price has moved in your favor. We have just got a breakout. Now let give some time to stock to make a move, and then we enter the cost reduction leg. So we'll wait for 1 or 2 days. And here we can see next day only stock has moved up. Now what level we should react? So ideally I react at next whatever next major resistance level is. So in our case it is 457 or our target level, which is at 462. But as we can see, price has crossed both the levels in just one candle. So my cost reduction leg on call side, I would select 520 call, being delta less than 0.15. Now let's see at what level we got entry. Here we got entry at 4.2. $520 call, sell, $4.2. Okay, now this is nice structure. And same way on put side for entering, I'll see what level delta should be 0.1 or 0.15, between that. I'll also match it with the major support level, so it should be below the major support level. So here in this case we can sell put at 430 level. So LIC 430 put. Now when we sold call on this candle, so this put was trading at 4.6. We can also sell 420 put also, that is also fine. Yes, 4.6. 4.6. add. Now can you see? Wait, I'll just zoom it. You can see our break-even levels are 430, and on upside it is 535, and we can see nice flat structure over here. I think we can put level we can go further below to 520 or 510 also, that is also fine. And break-even is quite far away, and we are already in profit of, so our max profit is showing is 41,000. We use margin of 2.5 lakhs, so max profit is 41,000. We are in credit, net credit, and already in profit of 17,000. Right, now let's see the Greeks. So after adding these two, we have LX. Our net delta is 0.2 now. Correct. So this is the way. Now fourth step is once you are in the strategy. So fourth step would be monitoring. Now you have to monitor it for two things. One is on payoff graph, you have to monitor for break-even levels. Say our on upside break-even level, so we have to be alert 2-3 strikes before break-even level. Even on put side also, 2 or 3 strikes before break-even level, we have to be alert to make an adjustment. Now we are in comfortable position right now. And second thing, you have to keep tab on mark to market, whether it is reducing or not. So to know that, you have to observe this blue line. Okay, so this blue line shows what is our, just second. So this blue line shows what will be mark to market at different levels. Okay, so say we are currently at 470. So this is our mark to market. If price moves up, our mark to market move this way. If price comes down, our mark to market will come down. So looking at this blue line, we'll know what will be impact on our mark to market of say 1 or 2 rupees movement or 5 rupees 10 rupees movement in the stock. So you have to observe this blue line very carefully. This will show you a mark to market at various levels. So these are the two things you have to look in a payoff graph. And second thing you have to monitor is your charts. On your charts, you have to monitor important support and resistance levels. Now in this graph, what are the major levels? On upside it is 483, on downside it is 462. So you have to see which level is which level is stock is breaking. Okay, so accordingly you have to react or maybe book a profit or whatever. So till it's in this range, there is no issue to our strategy, but once it comes down, you have to see how far we are from break even level. Accordingly you have to react to this, or maybe by roll down of call or roll down of put, roll up of put. Okay. Money management and risk management is very crucial part of any option trading system. So let's devise few rules which we need to follow. Option trading, you have to treat as a business and not as a speculation. The kind of care you take in your business, option trading needs multifold care and risk management due to the inherent risk associated with it. Second is have realistic target in the beginning and gradually increase the target. So if we set unrealistic targets from option trading, which invites the unwanted trouble. So let's say we start with 2 to 4% return on capital, and gradually once we are successful, we can increase these targets. Always have monthly target in mind while putting an option strategy. It should be calculated as a return on margin. In table we have put margin for our strategy in Reliance and SBI per lot for example purpose. If you can look at the table, so for Reliance, putting a strategy, four-legged strategy need 1,20,000 margin. So for 4% return on margin, we need 19 point profit in Reliance. And for 5% return, we need 24 points. And similar numbers for SBI are margin is 3,20,000. And for 4% return, we need 4 points profit. And for 5% return, we need 5.3 rupees profit. Now these points are needed for 4 to 5% return are calculated this way: margin into 4% divided by the lot size. Okay, so this way we get a proper direction of where we are heading and what's our destination. So knowing target is very important, right? Next point is, so if the expiry profit is showing 15% return on margin, we are not going to achieve the entire profit, right? Even if we achieve 35 to 40% of it, our target is hit, right? So if target is hit, you can either book part profit or reduce the further risk or put another safe strategy if you have a view, same if you still have a view on the stock, right? So knowing where to exit is also important for any strategy. Next point is have a position in multifold stocks. So to have a diversified risk, you can have few bearish stock, few bullish stocks. So mix of that. So that way you have a diversified your portfolio. There is one more thing. Try to trade in frontline stocks only. because of their low volatility. And in volatile stocks like India Bulls, IndusInd Bank, avoid selling extra options on the side, which is against your view. So what do I mean by this is, so if you have taken a bullish view, avoid selling extra puts in these volatile stocks. The next point is, now due to new margin rules, in last week of expiry, margins of all the in the money option increases by say 40 to 50%. So exit the position 1 week before the expiry in order to avoid the margin crunch in last week. Now we come to interesting topic, adjustments. How to adjust the trouble trades. This is how our strategies look after we do few rounds of adjustment, right? So to avoid such situation, let's have few guiding principle for adjustments. Before entering a position, have a clear plan for adjustment, like should I adjust the position if it goes against me, or will I exit the position with stop loss? At what point I will adjust it? How will I adjust it? All should be thoroughly thought before entering the position. Always be careful with naked short leg. That means which is cost reduction leg, which we put. Stop loss is the best adjustment for it, especially for leg on put side in bullish strategy. So always leg which is on opposite side of our this profit zone should be handled very carefully. So stop loss for that is the best adjustment. Always focus on reducing risk rather than increasing profits. Whenever you are doing any adjustment, consider how much margin will it take, and is it optimum use of the my margin. Consider 2 3 adjustment and then select the best in terms of cost and benefit. Use simple adjustment rather than complex adjustment, because that would be easy to manage and easy to decide also. Try looking upon option strategy payoff, placing CMP as a cost. What I mean by this is, instead of cost price, you put CMP. So now this entire structure will look like, from current market price, if you enter, what will the payoff at different prices. So now with this will show how much juice is left in the strategy, at what price and at what risk. This makes your decision process of whether to hold the strategy or exit very easy. So this is a few guiding principle. Now we'll go to actual adjustment part. So before understanding the adjustment, let's have a classify what are the reasons we do adjustment. So for doing adjustment, there are two reasons. Number one is to minimize the losses or increase the profit. So this adjustment we do to get some extra credit. Second is extension of break-even point when either side break-even is tested. Now what happens when you put a strategy and current market price reaches the break-even level, your mark to market will be negative, and with further move in the price, your losses will widen. So to correct that, so once we reach a break-even level, we try to extend our break-even level to get more cover on the losing side. So when to initiate this adjustment? So initiate this adjustment when break-even price is breached on either side. So ideally we should do adjustment 1 or 2 strikes before the break-even level. So you should have an alert 1 or 2 strikes before the break-even that now I need to do the adjustments. Now few ground rules for adjustment. One is avoid frequent adjustment. So wait for price to sustain at a level. So whenever your break-even level is breached, wait for a price to sustain there, maybe for 1 hour, 2 hour, or say for a day, and let price to close there, and then you initiate the adjustment. Second is put alerts in the system 1 or 2 strike before the break-even level is reached, so you don't miss the adjustment. Now here comes the actual adjustment part. Guys, best adjustment is not no adjustment at all, not to do the adjustment. Simply exit the strategy if mark to market is minimal. If you think you are comfortable with the loss, rather than adjusting, you exit the position. But if mark to market are not manageable, they are high enough due to maybe sudden move in the price, then only you move to next step of what kind of adjustment we should do. Second adjustment is, rather than I say first adjustment would be loss minimization adjustment. Okay, now purpose of this adjustment is to collect the credit to fund the adjustment cost on losing side. Okay, whenever a break even level is reached, to adjust that side we have to put some strategy there or for extension purpose. So to that involves some cost. Okay, so to cover that cost we do this adjustment, and also purpose of this adjustment to do get some extra credit. Now this is done by rolling up or rolling down the winning side. So if underlying is so what I mean by this is, if underlying is going down, we can do this by rolling down the call. Okay, so if price is going down, in our direction or against the direction, so we have other side call sold, so we can roll that down, so cover the higher strike call and bring it down to get some extra credit. So this is loss minimization adjustment. Now second type of adjustment is range extension adjustment. Okay, as I already told, purpose of this adjustment is to, whenever price is nearing a break even level, we do this adjustment to extend the break even point. This can be done by whether hedging the losing side or buying the extension of the break even, so just extending your break even. Now let me tell you, these adjustments are not easy. They need good understanding of various strategies, the basics of option payoff graph, and will need lot of patience and lot of practice, right? So you put some effort to to understand all the adjustment. Now what are the range extension adjustment we can do? Let me take one by one. So first and very simple adjustment is to remove the extra sell leg. So whatever losing side, whatever extra sell leg you have, you remove that. If mark to market is in control and it is manageable, not big mark to market, then we can remove the extra sell leg and relax, because that side would be then entire risk is removed. So this is the easiest adjustment. I'll give you the example for all the adjustment. Just let's first understand what adjustment we are talking about. So first one is easy, that remove the extra sell leg. Second adjustment we can do is, this adjustment is done to extend the break even. This is done by buying a break even strike and selling 2 or 3 strikes away option. What I mean by this is, say on call side our break even level is reached, we are just 2 strikes away from our break even level. Now to adjust this position, what we can do, we can buy the break even level strike call and sell few strikes away call. Now purpose of doing this is, by buying break even level call, we are just hedging that point, and to cover the part cost, we are selling far OTM calls. This is just we are buying an extension. We are still naked on upside, but we have bought some 60-70 points adjustment extension from by doing this adjustment. This is very effective adjustment when we are in second part of the month, because then theta decay also in play. So, and stock is not moving at great speed. It's slowly it's moving up. So in those kinds of scenario, this is very effective adjustment. Now third is, when underlying is moving in momentum or maybe there is a gap, so then we can then we should do this adjustment, and this adjustment is done by, we can hedge the upside by buying a future or call. Now before executing this adjustment, you have to check the payoff graph for assessing the impact of adjustment. Now reason for doing this is, many times when stock moves up or moves down, options become so costly. IVs rise because of IV rise, so it should not happen. We buy options at any absurd price. So you put the option in your payoff graph, this option or future, and see the impact on entire payoff graph. What is the impact? Correct, and whether it is rewarding or not. Got my point? Now fourth is, there are many other ways, like you can put any strategy like credit spread, butterfly. There are many strategies we can do, but just understand the logic behind the adjustments. What logic we apply is, we have reached our break even, Now beyond this level our losses are very high, so we are just buying an extension or buying a time from the market. If you understand this logic, then you can put any strategy, any adjustment you can do, but just understand the logic behind doing it. And golden rule for adjustment is select low cost and high reward adjustment. See the adjustment where cost is very minimal and you are getting sufficient extension. Now let's take one practical example of to understand the adjustments. This is our payoff graph of the original strategy. This is our upside break even level and this is our downside break even level. Our actual break even level is this on downside, but I'll consider this as break even level because here we have a small loss flat structure, so that is fine. So now first adjustment is we do is to cost reduction or get extra credit adjustment. In that, what you do, if suppose market is moving upside, so whatever extra put sell we have, which is around this strike, we can move it up. Okay, that can be done by we can buy this sold leg and we can sell higher strike put here. So thereby we get some extra credit. Okay, so purpose of this doing this is have some extra profit or maybe have funds to use it for future adjustments. Now second adjustments were range extension adjustment. Okay, in that, see this is our upside break even level. If price reaches 2 or 3 strikes before break even level, we try to extend this break even level further so that we can get some time. Now this can be done by one, just by removing the extra sell leg which we have on call side. So in this strategy we have 2200 call sell. We also have 2160 call sell which is part of this debit spread. So we can remove this 2200 call and let's see what impact we have. Say we sold at 10.25 and say current CMP is 25. Now see what happened. Just by removing this leg, you can see, or whatever this loss structure was there, it is totally removed, and now we have a flat structure on upside. Now we can further increase the structure by rolling up the put side. Got it? So this is the easy adjustment. If pricing is comfortable, loss is comfortable, you can do this adjustment. Now our second adjustment is a range extension part. We can buy a debit spread to to extend the break even level. Now say this is our break even level and price reached at this level. So what we can do, we can buy this strike, okay, and sell OTM strike so that this create a flat structure till here, and from there our loss will start. So let's see how this impacts. So what we have to do is we have to put a new trade. So our break even level is 2284. So we will buy 2284 call, 2280 call. Buy. Current price is 4, but we will get it around say 15. Add position. Now we have to create a debit spread. So we'll buy 2280 and we can sell 2340. So this we are able to sell at 10. Now you can see what happened. Our break even level has shifted from 2280 to 2340, right? So we got some breathing space. Now we can further lift this flat line little above by rolling up the put. Okay, Now, third adjustment in range extension part is either we can buy a future or we can buy a call. So say this is our break even, we are around here. So we can, and we think a price will, storm through the gates. So we can buy a future or call over here. Now here you have to check whether what's the pricing, whether IVs are high and what impact call buy is creating on our structure, that you have to assess. It should not happen that you buy call very too costly. Let's check. So say buy a future, 25th March buy. So 2280 is our break even. So we are buying at 2240. Add. Now see the impact of future. What happens with future is downside is now totally there is big loss on downside. So this you have to take care, because if price reverses from here, this can create a huge loss for you. Okay. So you have to stick to debit spread or credit spread. So guys, with this we come to end of our adjustment part. Now there are many other adjustment like credit spread, butterfly. You can check, putting in payoff graph, how they looks, how what impact they have on a payoff graph, and you can do little practice, right? So with this we come to end of our presentation. For any queries you can reach me at my mail ID. I am there on Twitter. You can send me on message on Telegram, and we'll be having a question and answer on this shortly. Thank you.